Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Layla and her trainer Fred. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands. Excuse me. The corrections and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using, and Layla's going to come home with her very own training collar. You're going to be taught how to use that during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, she is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Layla heel. And at this point, Miss Layla has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg. And each time that you stop your feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking down the street and you stop to cross traffic or you stop to talk to a neighbor, Layla should be walking next to you nicely and sitting when you stop your feet, waiting for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and it is a one-word command. Your sit-stay helps to develop focus and attention span and maturity, and is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to her as an additional distraction, he walks all the way around her, returning all the way back to where he started, where Layla is again even with his left leg, and they take off heeling again. And all of these exercises can be practiced indoors as well as outdoors. We video outdoors to give you a better perspective, but we want you to practice your commands indoors as well. Fred leaves her in another sit-stay. And let her hold her stays at home because it helps to develop her focus and maturity. This time, instead of returning back to her, Fred's going to call her in, and it's Layla, come. Happy voice, she comes right in front and sits facing your knees. That eliminates the jumping all over you, biting at your clothing. Everything is, slow and self-control. That's the key. That's what we're trying to teach her. Fred will leave her again in another sit-stay. Now you heard him tell her no, sit, because she didn't sit right away. It's a little bit difficult to video in the shade in this hot weather with a black dog, but that's what we're doing. Fred's going to call her. I'm hoping you're getting a good view of this. She comes right in front and sits. That was beautifully done. She doesn't get any praise or any, unless she does it correctly. You don't want her to start to jump on you and mouth you again, because that was really out of control with her. And she's a youngster. We still have a lot of work to do when she gets home, but she's doing really, really well. Now the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. With Layla at your left in a seated position at heel, you're going to take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. And then Fred leaves her in a stay. The long down stay, when you're practicing at home, you're going to start out with about a minute. You're going to be working up to 5 minutes. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit-stay as an additional distraction, ending up back at heel. And then he praises her out of that and gives her another heel command. And we're going to demonstrate that down from heel one more time. If you could face the camera this time, Fred, when you do that, it'd be a little better. There you go. That's better. Down.
No. Down.
There you go. You saw how Fred got her under control. Firm no. Down. Stay. And this time, instead of returning back to her, he will call her.
Good girl.
Praises her on the way in. Coming to you should always be a good thing. That's a beautiful sit. And now we're going to demonstrate her down from a distance. She's at a very gawky stage right now. She's all legs. She's very teenage looking. Fred's going to leave her in a sit stay.
Okay.
He walks out to the end of his training leash. He's going to use this time the right hand to give the command.
Down. No.
Now she stood up.
Stay.
So he said no, sit.
Down.
There you go, good job. That's your down from a distance. Now we have demonstrated for you your healing, your automatic sits, your stay, your down from a distance, and your come. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with Layla when she goes home. She's done a terrific job here at school, and she's come a really, really long way. We're very proud of her. We know you look forward to getting her home, and we will see you soon. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.